In the top stories, government healthcare overhaul delivered by Drew-led administration. 3 Haitian soldiers killed in gang ambush. And Pope Francis to be buried Saturday as Vatican prepares for conclave. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, April 22nd, 2025. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, in just 2 years, the government of St. Kitts and Nevis, under the leadership of Prime Minister Honorable Dr. Terence Drew and the St. Kitts Nevis Labour Party, has delivered the most comprehensive and transformative health sector advancements in the modern history of the Federation. From infrastructure upgrades to service expansion, the government has taken a whole system approach. At the Joseph N. France General Hospital alone, major infrastructural work has been completed. The leaking roof has been fully repaired. New air conditioning units have been installed across several wards. The hospital kitchen and private ward have been refurbished, and the JNF classroom, used for training medical personnel, has been completely renovated. For the first time in many years, new medical equipment has been procured, improving the ability of the hospital to deliver better diagnostics and treatment. Under this administration, a fully functional CT scan service has been launched, allowing patients to receive critical imaging services right here at home, something that had been promised for decades but never delivered until now. The hospital also now has the highest number of medical specialists and dialysis machines ever in its history, significantly improving access to specialty care and life-saving treatments. Strict hygiene protocols have also been implemented across all health facilities, including daily and weekly deep cleaning at JNF, coupled with routine infection control monitoring. Trained dietary servers have been added to ensure improved patient nutrition and reduce the burden on nursing staff. These advances are not isolated. Across the Ministry of Health, a clear pattern has emerged: results, delivery, and transformation. Whether through community-based health initiatives, improved access to mental health services, increased healthcare education, or aggressive investment in infrastructure, the Drew-led administration has elevated healthcare to a national priority. In just a few days, St. Kitts and Nevis will join the rest of the world in celebrating Girls in ICT Day, an international movement to inspire and empower young women in the field of technology. Here's more on what's planned. The Ministry of Information, Communication and Technology in partnership with the International Telecommunications Union, is leading this year's Girls in ICT Day celebration on Thursday, April 24th. The theme for 2025 is Bridging All Divides for an Inclusive Digital Transformation. It's a message that highlights the need for strong female role models in science, technology, engineering, and math, and the importance of giving girls and women the tools to succeed in today's digital world. Officials say the goal is to ensure that St. Kitts and Nevis is ready to compete in the 21st century digital economy, and that starts with empowering the next generation. A series of activities are scheduled to take place. From April 21st to May 1st, students can take part in a virtual treasure hunt, a TikTok challenge promoting historical sites in St. Kitts, and a fun Rep Your School campaign across social media. On April 24th, the spotlight will turn to an in-person event celebrating the achievements of girls in ICT and encouraging even more to join the digital revolution. For more information, interested persons can visit the official website at www.technology.gov.kn/girls-in-ICT. Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister Naima Hazel believes basketball and sport in general can have a positive impact on the Federation's youth. Speaking at the launch of the Easter basketball camp that was held under the purview of the Office of the Prime Minister, Ms. Hazel says the Prime Minister believes in the power of sport and what it can do to have a positive impact on young people.
The Prime Minister is very focused on elevating young people and making sure that young people have opportunities to achieve and also opportunities to be diverted from doing more negative things. Sports is a really great avenue for young people and a great opportunity for young people. So he saw it as an opportunity by bringing in some former NBA stars and also bringing our young people in a sport that we don't really play that much in the Caribbean. You know, it's not cricket or football, it's basketball. So it doesn't get as much attention, but it does have a lot of opportunities. So I think what PM was trying to achieve really was to create more opportunities for young people and starting here in his country.
Hazel further stated that sport also forms part of the government's Elevate program, a national initiative targeting at-risk youth.
For those who know, I actually run our Elevate program, which is our diversion program and our intervention program and also reintegration program. And it actually addresses that exactly, looking at marginalized groups and marginalized youth and creating opportunities for them. And we all know that sports is one of those avenues. So as part of our citizen security, what we've been trying to do is address the factors that cause crime. And one of those factors is people are idle. What if your parents just telling your kid idle hands, right? So, you know, sometimes we need to, we put a lot of pressure on young people. We expect them to do a lot, and when they don't do the right things, we are very frustrated. But we also have to create opportunities for them to do the right things and opportunities for them to grow and to develop as young people in healthy and positive.
In a major show of support, the camp secured the involvement of former NBA players. According to Ms. Hazel, their presence offered both motivation and a clear demonstration of the government's commitment.
These NBA players are my generation. I actually love basketball growing up, so I'm very inspired today. I'm like, oh my gosh, for 1 hour, you know. But for them, I think also because a lot of the players are coming in are now coaches and recruiters. I think that it's for them to see that we are invested in them and that we're invested in their future, and that we're not just saying it, but we're actually, you know, doing what we say.
That was Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Naima Hazel. We move now to news on the regional scene. 3 Haitian soldiers were killed Sunday in an ambush by gang members in Kenskoff, south of the capital, while responding to a police operation against the gang Viv and Sam. Prime Minister Alex Didier Fields-Aimé called the soldiers heroes who died defending the nation. The attack prompted a manhunt by Haitian police and the Kenya-led multinational security support mission, with several gang members reportedly injured. The ambush brings peacekeeping deaths in Haiti to 5 this year. Gang violence continues to surge, with armed groups controlling much of Port-au-Prince, despite government efforts to restore order. Caribbean leaders joined the global Catholic community in mourning Pope Francis, who passed away on Easter Monday at age 88. The late pontiff was remembered for his humility, compassion, and advocacy for the poor. Trinidad and Tobago's Prime Minister Stuart Young praised Pope Francis as a great and humble leader whose progressive stance on issues like climate change, diplomacy, and migration left a lasting legacy. Young expressed hope that the next pope would lead with similar awareness of the modern world's challenges. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness also expressed sorrow, noting the Pope's dedication to uplifting the vulnerable and his humility, which endeared millions to his message. Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Argentina, was the first Latin American and Jesuit pope. Elected in 2013, his papacy emphasized social justice, care for the environment, and inclusion. He died after a prolonged battle with respiratory illness following a 38-day hospitalization earlier this year. His body is expected to be moved to St. Peter's Basilica on April 23rd for public veneration, with funeral details to follow. And in international news, Pope Francis will be laid to rest on Saturday at 10 a.m. in St. Peter's Square, following 3 days of public viewing in St. Peter's Basilica. The funeral mass will be led by Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re, with global leaders including U.S. President Donald Trump and Argentine President Javier Milei expected to attend. Francis, the first Latin American pope, died Monday at age 88 after a stroke. He had been recovering from pneumonia and made his final public appearance on Easter Sunday, blessing the faithful from his Pope-mobile. The Pope will be buried at the Basilica of St. Mary Major, near the Marian icon he often visited. Departing from tradition, his casket will not be placed on an elevated bier and will rest simply in front of the pews. He also requested a plain wooden coffin with a zinc lining, reflecting his emphasis on humility. Vatican officials and cardinals have begun preparations for the conclave, expected between May 5th and 10th. In the meantime, the Church observes 9 days of mourning. Tributes have poured in worldwide. Leaders praised Francis for his moral courage, advocacy for the poor, and efforts to elevate women's roles in the Church. And finally, in international news, early voting began Tuesday in Australia's general election, with campaigning temporarily paused following the death of Pope Francis. Both Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and opposition leader Peter Dutton suspended public events out of respect as flags flew at half-staff across the country. Australia, where 20% of the population identifies as Catholic, observed moments of reflection as the nation mourned alongside the global community. Albanese, a self-described flawed Catholic, attended Mass in Melbourne, while Dutton participated in services at Sydney's St. Mary's Cathedral. Both emphasized the importance of reflection over politics on the day of the Pope's passing. Despite the somber tone, the two leaders faced off in the third televised debate on Tuesday night. Dutton criticized Albanese as a weak leader, while the Prime Minister dismissed the remarks as personal abuse and a sign of desperation. Albanese's Labour Party is seeking a second term, currently holding a narrow majority of 78 seats in the 151-seat House of Representatives, which will shrink to 150 after the election due to the boundary changes. Both major parties anticipate a tightly contested race, with a fourth debate scheduled for Sunday. And now for the weather. Present weather is partly cloudy skies. Winds are north to northeast at 3 to 8 miles per hour, becoming calm at times. The temperature for today is 27 degrees Celsius or 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Seas are 1 to 1.5 meters or 3 to 5 feet. The weather forecast for today and tonight predicts fair to partly cloudy conditions in general. Sunset for today will be at 6:29 p.m. and sunrise for tomorrow will be at 5:49 a.m. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey.